Hello there, I'm Callum Johns and welcome to Fun Facts. This time, I want to talk about the expanded universe. Where to start? And this will be the novels edition of where to start getting into the expanded universe if you've never read it before. Starting with chronological order, you will want to read Dawn of the Jedi, Into the Void. Now, the really basic, you're not sure where you want to start, but you're interested in the novels and the expanded universe. And I'll go with this is also covers if someone's just interested in the main events past Return of the Jedi as well. For then, I recommend the Thrawn trilogy. Now this is the 20th anniversary edition of Heir to the Empire, which is the first book, which also includes some notes from the author, just one. And that's quite interesting, but there's also the other cover for Heir to the Empire, which I don't have on hand to show. And then the last of this trilogy are Dark Force Rising and The Last Command is a finale. They're amazing books. You'll love them. Pretty much, I think everyone loves the Thrawn trilogy, generally speaking. Now, I'll get into some individual eras. So, if you're interested in the Old Republic era, I would recommend reading these Old Republic branded novels. So, these are really good. So, there's Deceived, Fatal Alliance, and Annihilation. And I wouldn't really recommend Revan, first off, because to get the most out of it, you need to play Knights of the Old Republic, the video game. So I would leave that until you've actually played that, if you're also interested in video games. Now, if you're just interested in post-Return of the Jedi, the Thrawn trilogy is a great place to start, but you can also read the book set directly after Return of the Jedi. That is The Truce at Bakura. And that's a cool book as well, I think. Although some people have different opinions on the Sea Rook in the universe. You know what I mean when you read it. And now, also for children. So you say you got kids, you want to introduce them to Star Wars books. I would recommend Jedi Apprentice, which is a great series. I love it. Jude Watson does really well at connecting all of her young junior novels books, so they're awesome. And also get into the Junior Jedi Knights and the Young Jedi Knights series. They're both good, and they basically have all of the next generation of Jedi after Return of the Jedi. So, Anakin Solo, Jason Solo, Jaina Solo are the main ones. And they also have, even, you see on here, that's not Chewbacca, that's Lowbacca, a Wookiee Jedi. It's awesome. And, yeah. So, next would be if you're interested in the content that enhances the movies. For The Phantom Menace, I would definitely recommend Darth Plagueis. It's a brilliant book, standalone, about Darth Plagueis. If you're interested in Sith, it's a really good book as well. And it really enhances as like a prequel to The Phantom Menace, which is awesome. If you're interested in Attack of the Clones, the approaching storm is the lead into Attack of the Clones, and basically builds up to the political climate and everything in Attack of the Clones. For Revenge of the Sith. Now, the Revenge of the Sith is an interesting one. Because you've got this whole trilogy, the Dark Lord trilogy, that enhances the movie itself. So first off is Labyrinth of Evil, the must-read prequel to Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And then you have the novelization of Revenge of the Sith itself, which is awesome and adds so much, and it's amazing. And then you finish off with Dark Lord, the Rise of Darth Vader. And that's the must-read sequel to Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. So they're all awesome. They really enhance the movie. And that is the prequel. So now, A New Hope. Now, A New Hope's different. It has a lot more of everything just around it. But what I found was the best book that finished off to lead straight into A New Hope was the last of the Han Solo trilogy, which is written by A.C. Crispin, and it is titled Rebel Dawn. And it's a great lead-in to A New Hope, I believe. But to read Rebel Dawn, read the Han Solo trilogy as well. And that's if you're interested in Han Solo, definitely. So you read the Han Solo trilogy by A.C. Crispin, and it leaves a little gap in the middle. So the little gap in the middle actually leaves room for Brian Daley's Han Solo adventures. And that is this way. Han Solo at Star's End. Han Solo's Revenge. And Han Solo and the Lost Legacy. They're great. I had great fun with them, and that pretty much covers all of Han Solo's backstory when you read those. It's awesome. Now, for Empire Strikes Back, I would definitely read Tales of the Bounty Hunters. And this gives a tale of pretty much each of the bounty hunters that appears in Empire Strikes Back, and it's awesome. Definitely check out Tales of the Bounty Hunters for enhancing Empire Strikes Back. And for enhancing Return of the Jedi, read Shadows of the Empire. This also has a counterpart junior novel and video game, and it also has its own soundtrack and everything. So definitely read Shadows of the Empire. Really enhances Return of the Jedi, and it's awesome. Gives some background to different things that appear in it and all that good stuff. Now, if you're interested in the Sith, there's a couple you can read. You can read Darth Plagueis, as I mentioned earlier. But the main one I would recommend is the Darth Bane trilogy. So that begins with Path of Destruction, and then it's Rule of Two, and it finishes off with Dynasty of Evil. Now these look backwards on the video, but it's the right way around these. I would go this way, probably. Yeah, there we go. Path of Destruction is first, which is awesome. The Darth Bane trilogy is awesome. It's one of the big standouts. Now, if you're interested in post-Return of the Jedi and you're wondering how did Luke set up the new Jedi Order that is promised to come in Return of the Jedi, well, I would recommend the Jedi Academy trilogy, which begins with Jedi Surge, then goes to Dark Apprentice, and finishes off with Champions of the Force. They're awesome. This is actually this trilogy that got me started on the expanded universe properly. These are the first ones I read in memory, apart from some junior novelizations of the movies. And they're awesome. If you're interested... Also, if you're interested in clones, or the clones and the Mandalorians and how all that worked, I would highly recommend the Republic Commando series. And this is a first book, Hard Contact, and there's too many books to try and hold up, so I'll just go with this first one. And that does a brilliant job at showing clones in the Clone Wars and how the Mandalorians interacted with the clones and sort of a Mandalorian perspective on the Clone Wars as well. It's really good. If you're interested in how the Alliance to Restore the Republic, or the Rebellion as we know it, was formed, then I highly recommend you read The Force Unleashed novel. And this had the counterpart video game, of course, which is more well known, but they also had the novel, which is really cool, and the novel takes precedence with the story over the video game, so the novel is awesome. Oh, and my novel has it signed by, I believe that's Sean Williams' signature, is the author of the book. I managed a chance upon this at a con, so it's awesome. And if you're interested in stories more about the common people, the not focusing on the Jedi and the Sith as much, we have a whole X-Wing series of books, and this is the first one, Rogue Squadron, which I'm about to read next after I do this video. And this has a whole long series as well, so I can't hold all of them up, so I just used the one, like I did with the Jedi Apprentice and that. And it's really cool. The X-Wing series, which I will read, and I'll be doing my reviews on them, but at the moment I've heard about mostly, this is the one everyone talks about as the really awesome non-Jedi Sith ones. These are post-Return of the Jedi as well. So you could read the Thrawn trilogy, the Jedi Academy trilogy, or you can read this after the Thrawn trilogy, and it'll be great for people. Pretty much though, you can read any book, and this is what's great about the expanded universe. You can read any standalone book or any series without having to read all of the stuff in between. So your basic knowledge of the original 6 movies is assumed by me anyway. But even if it's your first time in the Star Wars universe, you will most likely grasp some of the concepts that they're going for, although to get an understanding, reading the movies is generally expected of people who are into Star Wars. And to leave off as well, if you're interested in Mara Jade, you may have heard the name of Mara Jade if you're not really into the expanding universe but you've heard of things. And then she first appears actually in the Hand of Judgment duology, as far as novels go, in Allegiance and Choices of One. And Allegiance is the first one, so I'll put it on that side. Consistency. And they're awesome, and it has Mara Jade in there. And again, the Thrawn trilogy is the actual first appearance of Mara Jade as a character, so that would be, if I can get the books. Heir to the Empire, again, is the first appearance of Mara Jade, so the Thrawn trilogy is really a great place to start off, in general. And yeah, if you're interested in different areas, pop the question down below and I'll answer to the best of my ability on which books I recommend. But that is a general one of sort of different interests I thought through, because it's very different when you're interested in different eras. And I know I didn't touch upon the Clone Wars, but the Clone Wars don't have a particular standout, so I pretty much just say start chronologically. But that's it for this video. Pop a question down below if you have questions about suggestions for other different material. If you're interested in something different, I'll give you a recommendation for that in the expanded universe. But that's all I thought about for this video, about different ways that people can be interested in it. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.